So Banggood sent this UZ65 for me to review, but this is a flsky version, and because I don't have a flsky transmitter, so I couldn't review this previously, and I did an unboxing video on my video list. You can have a look at that unboxing video. So I go to Banggood and I purchased this jumper 4-in-1 multi-protocol module, and so I have to set this up, and then I pair with UZ65, and it works really well. So this module comes without a firmware installed on it, and you need to know how to go to the link that they provide, and then you have to then download the relevant software and also firmware to install the firmware on this module. So under the list of firmware, you need to look for the OpenTX version, and I did see the Sky version, which applies to the new Tyrannus X Lite or transmitter. So I think this one also can work in the new access protocol type of transmitter for Tyrannus. So have a look at that, and I'm going to show you how to set this one up, because on the website there is not a clear instruction how to set this one up. So I hope you can follow my instructions and then set this up and then use this for yourself. So the setup video is a bit long because it was the first time that I did it, so I have to go and look for the relevant software and firmware, and I did not bother to cut the video and audio because it's too hard to do. So what you can do is you can skip to the relevant section if you find it that is too long. With this UZ65, when you set it up physically, you need to make sure that the motor's wires are secure to the frame, because otherwise you may get cut by the propellers. And I also try to secure this wire to the frame, but I found that it then was too inflexible, this power cable, and it was trying to go up this dot, and then it couldn't fly, so I have to cut it off. The other thing that you must be aware of is this antenna. It tends to come off very easily because originally when it comes out of the box, this one is hot glued to this connector, and after a while the hot glue will melt because of the heat generated by this VTX. So, and also this wasn't secured down properly, and this went over some of the electrical components, so it was like slanting, so it wasn't connected properly, so it came off very easily. So you need to do this modification. You need to run the wire, you need to push this in first, run the wire through the frame, and then secure it here, because once you secure it here, this one doesn't move anymore, only this part moves, and then it won't put any pressure to pull this off from the board. And I also put these two zip tie here is to press on this wire and then to secure this to the frame so that the weight will push it down and then it won't move. So now it won't move anymore. Look at that. And I did put a bit of sticky tape, double-sided tape, underneath the board because it was a bit loose. So I just, by pressing it down, so now it's more secure. You will be wondering whether this will add a lot of weight to the quadcopter and whether it affects the flight. Well, I can tell you that it doesn't really matter that much. You can see the video that I have that's running now or after this, that it flies really well with this zip tie on. In terms of flight time, this battery gives it around 3 to 4 minutes of flight time. So yeah, it flies really well with this battery. I think this is a great aircraft or quadcopter for your backyard, and if you intend to fly in your backyard, as I do, I have to limit the throttle. So I set my throttle limit to here. This is the no throttle, and this is the throttle limit. I have a video that shows you how to set up the throttle limit on knob for my QX7. You can go and have a look at that video. So by limiting the throttle, you won't overfly this over your fence, and then you tend to keep it at fence height. So, and then it controls really well. You can see from the video that this craft responds very well to your stick control, and it's very stable in acro. And also it flies really well indoors also by limiting the throttle similarly. So I would recommend this highly for indoor and a small backyard with the throttle limit that you can put on your transmitter. If you can't put throttle limit on your transmitter, you can do it on Betaflight. I have instructions in the description for you to follow, and also a video there for you to watch. So for the rest of the video, you're going to see the setup for Betaflight for this UZ65, and also how to set up the JP 4-in-1 module for your QX7 or any other transmitter. So I hope you guys like and enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Just remember, quadcopter is not rocket science. See you next time. This JP 4-in-1 module protocol module from Banggood, and it comes delivered in this bag with this box inside. So when you open this up, you have this module, instructions, and an antenna. So the hardware doesn't come with a firmware inside because of some copyright issues. So you need to install the firmware yourself by connecting that to your computer. So it gives you the link for the firmware. So I bought this to use with my Tyrannus QX7. So you need to update your QX7 to the latest firmware that can support multi-protocol. So I have updated mine to OpenTX X7 2.3.9. So hopefully this will work. So to install this on the QX7, what you need to do, you need to take off this cover at the back. You need to slot it in. As you can see, it's not a very tight fit. I try pushing it a bit, still not very tight, but the pins are connected, so hopefully it should be fine. Maybe. So once you have basically installed the module, just turn on the transmitter.
Welcome to OpenTX.
So now, go to page 2, scroll down, you turn off this internal module. Normally it's on, and then you just turn it off. Then you scroll down, and you choose the multi-protocol module. And you can see that it doesn't work. So obviously we need to install a firmware, otherwise it doesn't work. So I'm going through the same process with my Windows computer. So we need to go to this link, scroll down to the instructions. This one. So we have the STM32 version. So we go to this. And because this module is installed with the USB connection inside this module, so you don't have to do all this hard wiring. So what we need to do now is to install this firmware or this program. So just read through the instructions. Depending on your Windows, you may need additional drivers, but I normally find that with Windows 10, you don't really need any drivers. So let's see. Okay, it's this one. It's probably this one. Right, so I got this flash module running, so I need to find the firmware file. So let's go and get the firmware. So this one is KB4-in-1 SE. So if you look at this one, alright, so now we need to connect to the computer. Hopefully this will work because this is the first time that I'm doing it. So just bear with me. So I've just connected the module to my computer. It's already flashing green because I've already connect this to my computer earlier, so I know that it works. So now let's follow the instructions. Okay, let's try again. So connect your module to the computer, click the browse button and select the compile. So I don't see any what you call that, firmware on my system. So probably I need to go and download the firmware. So this is the page, I think. So we have the Banggood STM32. So I suppose we need to copy this or go to. Alright, so when you choose this would turn to the relevant contents. So these are all the firmware file. So which one to use, I also don't know. Let's go back to here. So I need to read module buttons. Where is the read module buttons? Let me do this again. So connect. So connect this to your computer and click on application, advanced, action. Get multi-module firmware. 32. So how do I download this? All right. So this is OpenTX. So depends on the setup of your sticks. Multi-text. So I suppose I use AETL. So I've downloaded it and browse to my download folder. Choose this, open. So I don't know which one is which, whether it's COM1, COM2. Let me see. Let me try to disconnect and then connect again. So it's COM6. Before read module. So as you can see, it's connected, so you can read. So basically, there's nothing in there. So we need to write module. So hopefully this will work. So it's very disappointing that no one has done a video as to how to install the firmware on the multi-module, and hopefully this one, the procedure that I have just followed, will work, and we'll test it out, and if it does, then you can use this as instructions. So after writing, it says writing successfully, so hopefully I've chosen the right firmware, and I just click OK. So the module is flashing red. So this is, let me see, read module again and see what. So let's disconnect. So you have to disconnect and reconnect again after flashing before the module will turn green again. Then you can do all your connection and your reading. So now it's OpenTX, AETR. Hopefully this will work. Let's go and try this out. So I have now write the firmware on this module protocol module. Let's hope this will work. So to check your radio setup, you need to press and hold this button. Go to page, radio setup, scroll, and mine is TAER. So I downloaded the wrong version. I downloaded AETR. So I have now reflashed the my multi-protocol module with TAER. So hopefully this will work. So I think now we just need to exit and turn it off and install the module before we turn it back on. So I've put the module back on. As I said earlier, it's not very tight. So maybe I have to put a double-sided tape inside.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Let's see whether it works or not. So I've already turned off the internal RF. So the multi, yes, go to here, press. And now you can choose the all the protocols. So there's a lot to go through. Just scroll through whatever protocol that you want to find, and it should be in there. Okay, so let's exit. Yeah, so this is how you set up this multi-protocol module from Banggood. So with this UZ65 from Eachine, you can either use this flsky AFHDS2A or flsky AFHDS. And according to this, if you're using the module, flsky 2A equals to AFHDS2A and flsky equals to AFHDS. So in the module, you have flsky 2A and flsky. So I think you can use either of these. So we shall try and see how it goes. So in order to bind this UZ65, we need to connect this to Betaflight using the CLI to bind this. It's much easier rather than pushing a button. So disconnect this. So now we need to go to CLI and type bind underscore x, return. So binding. So let's do this using flsky. Let's choose this, or maybe the other one. Maybe it's better. Standard. Yeah, this one is better. So let's go down. Right. Again, let's exit and see whether it works.
Telemetry recovered.
So
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
connect.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
So hopefully this will work. See on the screen, it's definitely working. Yaw is correct. Yaw, pitch. So it's bound and it works. So what we need to do now is just do the mode. So first of all, I need to create a model. So we copy. So let's see whether it still works or not. It still works. So what I need to do, I need to change the name. So I need to do the mode. So arming is fine. Auxiliary 2, I have it here. So when you arm it is acro, then you go to angle if you go to the second position. I'll change it to angle when it's first position. And the second position is acro. And I don't normally fly with A mode, so I just turn A mode off. And I don't normally do flip over mode, so I'll just turn this off. So people are trying to do this one. This is also disconnect and do it again. So that's my beeper.
RF signal critical.
Just double check the switch. Okay, that's it. That's how you set up this UZ65. So what I've done here is just cut this Velcro, stick it on this module. I don't want to put a big piece here because in the QX7 there's the label of serial number labeling, so I don't want to damage that. So I just put small pieces up here and here. So using the Velcro, this is now tighter fit, so it should be fine now. Okay, let me turn it.
RF signal critical.
So you saw earlier on the screen, it says that failsafe is not set. So what you need to do, you need to press this and go to page 2. Scroll down. Just press enter. Just say normally it's no pauses. Just say should be fine now.